This is Bob Stewart of the State Bureau of Investigation, who's been assigned to the Calvert case, a baffling mystery crowded with intrigue. Many people hate with Henry Calvert. For instance, Mrs. Dill, his housekeeper. But she didn't hate Henry, she loved him. Patton, the butler, is a likely suspect, and yet he's apparently tried to help the police. The lawyer, Horace Black, knows much about the deceased man's affairs, perhaps too much. Ruth Allen certainly knows a lot more about the whole affair than she'll tell. Kurt Bennett, the nephew, and his charming wife, Rita, knew Henry's mysterious brother, Walter Calvert. They might be guilty. Sarah Caldwell, the sister of the dead man, is the most bitter of all. She's admitted that she had every reason to plot her brother's death. But Sarah denies that she had any part in the conspiracy. Last but not least, we have the newspaper reporter, Duke Ellis. On second thought, it couldn't be. Now you've met them all. If one of them, just one of them, would tell the truth, I'm sure you'd know who's guilty. Bob Stewart is en route to the Calvert estate with Duke and the mysterious Ruth Allen. Smiley, ex-racketeer, has forced Kurt Bennett to reveal Bob's plans. As Bob's car stops at a railroad crossing, Smiley's car glides up behind it, and as the mammoth locomotive thunders down the rails toward them,
Where am I?
Oh, stop your blabbering and help me find Miss Allen.
Well, I know I'm not in heaven. You wouldn't be there.
Yeah, but she's gone.
What, again? Do you think she was thrown out of the car?
No, I think she walked away.
Brother, have you and I got charmed lives? I never saw anything so big-looking as that locomotive when it comes bearing down on us.
Hand me that microphone. Turn the radio on. Is it on?
Yeah.
Stewart speaking. Control 1. Stewart calling Control 1. Come in, please. Stewart calling Control 1. Come in, please. Guess that bump knocked the radio out of order.
Same here. Can't send or receive. Bob, I thought you could drive. Did your foot slip off the clutch?
You better shake that top of yours again. Somebody pushed us on those tracks.
You mean to tell me the girl got out of the car and it pushed this crate on the tracks?
No, there was a car behind us. I saw him in the rear view mirror.
Yeah, who was it? All right. So I ask stupid questions. Is it my fault if I'm not too bright?
We better hurry up and get to the nearest phone and get another car.
I'll go in and bring the lawyer outside so we can talk alone.
All right, make it fast. And safe.
Any instructions?
Not for the moment. Watch Kurt carefully. He might plot with Black to get away with part of the money.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mrs. Dill.
Mr. Stewart, I'm so glad you're back.
Aren't you glad to see me, Mrs. Dill?
Need I answer that?
Who do you suppose just drove in? Those two.
Yeah, saw him go by.
Well, what are we going to do?
Get out of here fast.
Okay, come on, I'll let you out the gate. I can open it from the inside.
We can both get out that way.
Both of us?
Yeah, we're going to New York. I know a dozen people there who will swear I never left town, see?
What's it got to do with me?
Plenty. I don't like to drive alone. I like company.
Honey, Smiley, I won't talk.
You bet your life you won't. From now on, you're going to be my little bosom pal. Maybe that copper got a glimpse of my car.
Well, what about my wife, Rita?
Well, you got nothing to worry about. We'll get in touch with her later. They ain't got a thing on her.
I must say, Mr. Stewart, you can think of the worst times to question people.
Unfortunately, Mrs. Caldwell, I don't pick the time. Morgan Calvert's murder makes me work at these unreasonable hours. Now, I'm not going to waste any words on you. Someone in this house killed Morgan. You're all held on suspicion until I find the guilty one.
Aren't you forgetting several people? It seems to me the guilty ones would be the first to get away, if they can.
Well, Miss Allen won't get far. That's for Kurt Bennett. Well, we'll pick him up within the hour. As a matter of fact, I don't think he even left the grounds.
Well, you needn't look at me like that. I don't know where he is.
Have any of you anything to tell me that might shed a little light on this mystery?
Did you find any trace of Walter in Mexico?
Mrs. Caldwell, as I said before, I'm asking the questions, not answering them. Well?
I'd like to say something. Last night I heard his voice again. He told me his brother, Walter, was an evil man.
Oh, rubbish. We're wasting our time listening to her.
Laugh if you want to. But the spirits told me that something would happen to Mr. Henry.
Take it easy, Mrs. Dill. Mr. Black, you have a nasty mess on your hands legally. Almost as bad as my criminal case. But you don't seem particularly disturbed.
I'm doing all I can. What would you have me do? Organize a treasure hunt for the missing money in the will?
No offense, Mr. Black.
I'm sorry.
However, it does seem odd that you weren't more familiar with Henry Calvert's affairs. After all, you weren't exactly strangers.
Quite right. But Henry himself was an odd man.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
Will that be all, sir?
That's all. Good night, Patton. Good night, Mrs. Dill.
Hey, Bob, I couldn't sleep a wink in this joint. Did you see how that butler looked at me?
Oh, he's only trying to be friendly.
Friendly?
You better get some sleep, Mrs. Bennett. Good night, Mr. Black. Come with me, Duke.
You bet. How can that girl disappear so often?
Mr. Stewart.
Oh, Mr. Smith, don't do that. Can't you let a fellow know when you're coming? Haven't you got a whistle?
I've looked all over this place. No sign of the girl or Kurt Bennett.
Place your men carefully. I'm going to get some rest.
Right. Me too. But I want to keep one eye open and one foot on the floor.
Calvert residence?
This is Miss Allen, Patton.
Oh, I'm glad to hear your voice, Miss Allen.
Your double cross didn't work.
I have been worried about you. I'm glad you're safe.
I can imagine. After your plan failed in Mexico and you tried to kill me at the railroad crossing.
Oh, you're mistaken. Something went wrong in Mexico, but I knew nothing about a grade crossing.
You're lying, Patton. I recognized Kurt Bennett in the car behind us.
If I told you who the man was with Mr. Bennett, would you trust me?
After 2 attempts on my life, I'd be a fool to trust you.
Oh, no, please believe me, Miss Allen. The man's name is Smiley. He's from New York and he's dangerous. Now, you must trust me. Where are you? Miss Allen.
I heard the telephone conversation, Patton. That girl is no fool. However, we have other matters to attend to tonight.
Very well, sir.
Now, Kurt will go back to New York with Smiley. This makes a perfect opportunity for the furtherance of our plan. Now, listen carefully.
Where's Mrs. Caldwell? Let me have your keys, please.
They're in my room.
I have my keys, Mr. Stewart.
I knew it. The voices told me this would happen.
Whose is this?
I've seen Mr. Bennett wearing a scarf just like that.
Kurt didn't do this.
Oh. Oh, help! Help! A man with a knife. Oh, Mr. Stewart.
What happened, Mrs. Caldwell?
I had a premonition someone would try to kill me. I placed that roll in the bed and sat over here.
A good thing you did.
I fell asleep. Something wakened me. I saw the figure of a man over there by the bed. He was holding a knife in his hand and a piece of cloth. Well, I screamed.
Any idea who it was?
Unfortunately, no.
Does this scarf belong to your husband?
Of course it does.
I can't say whether it does or not.
Phone in a broadcast to pick up Kurt Bennett. Hold him for attempted murder.
Wait, please.
Yes, Mrs. Bennett?
I know Kurt had nothing to do with this. He wasn't even in the house.
How do you know that?
Because he left the grounds to meet a man.
Who? You don't have to answer that, Miss Bennett. Keep out of this, Black. I'm sorry. My legal training. Go on, Mrs. Bennett.
A man named Smiley came from New York to see Kurt. Kurt owed him some money. My husband left to meet him early this evening and hasn't returned.
What do you know about this Smiley?
Well, I only saw him once in New York. I believe he's a gambler. Please, Mr. Stewart, Kurt wouldn't try to kill anyone. He just got mixed up with bad company.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bennett. I'll still have to arrest your husband. But the information you've given me may help prove his innocence, if it's correct. Send in the broadcast. Have that checked, but it won't do any good. Scarf served a double purpose.
Put it out right away. Mr. Stewart wants to talk to Bennett. Bad.
Oh, boy, what a break. When you grab that guy, Kurt, he'll probably confess to all the crimes in this place, and I get an exclusive interview.
So you really think we've got something?
Yes, sir.
Well, Kurt Bennett had nothing to do with that incident in Sarah's room. This scarf plant was too obvious.
What about the broadcast?
Remember that thing about the extension phone? Well, they were listening in on that, too.
I hate to keep repeating this. I don't get it. Maybe I'm stupid.
That's all right. Just keep on repeating it.
That broadcast will throw him off the track in New York.
Throw him off the track in New York, but we're here.
Yeah, but that's where we'll find Kurt Bennett with Smiley. Say, don't tell anyone where we've gone.
Right. Well, we've gone.
Yeah, or do I have to send in your copy for you, too?
Oh, no, sure. New York. Oh, boy. Good food, bright lights, crowded subways. Love the place. Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Phone for you, Smiley. Okay.
Yeah?
Smiley? This is Kurt. I'm down the street from my place. I just saw Stewart and that newspaper guy in a car.
Good. Where are they now?
They're parked down the street.
Listen, you go on up to your room and be sure they see you.
Are you crazy?
You do what I say. I'll drop around in a couple of minutes with some of the boys.
This is the place here. I'll go on and watch the back.
Okay, Harris. These New York cops gave us quick cooperation in locating Kurt.
Remember, keep your eyes open.
I know, and my mouth shut.
We don't know what we're getting into. This Smiley might be a rough character.
Don't worry, leave him to me. Oh, no.
Open up, Kurt. I know you're in there. You're under arrest, Bennett.
I haven't done anything. I was only riding in that car.
Yeah, then who was driving?
Shut up, Kurt.
Oh, so you were driving the car.
Oh, come on, cut it out. I don't carry concealed weapons. It's against the law. You know that.
All right, Kurt, outside.
I smell gasoline. One of you guys must work at a filling station.
Quiet, you.
Come on.
Turn around.
Get out.
Now tie him up.
Miss Allen.
Oh, well, fancy me ain't hurt here. The place is on fire. Now I smell smoke.
Since we can't get out that way without not taking shots at us, we'll keep close to the floor.
Hemmed in on all sides, what way of escape is left? Smiley's armed killers are waiting outside to shoot them down. For the unexpected climax, see Fate's Vengeance, Chapter 9 of Who's Guilty, at this theater next week.